Okay, welcome to the class. My company is called Primary Wellness, and I have an academy where I teach a lot of people just wellness in general, whether that's wellness of your mind or wellness of your body. I help people lose weight. I am a certified nutritional therapist, so that means I not only help with losing weight, but I also help you with the process of not getting to that point again and the emotional side of eating and why we choose to eat the way we do. And so, just this is the class right here. This is a food habit breaker. That's my plan in today's class is to show you how to break those bad habits with your food. I will tell you the exact process for how to lose 20 pounds in 30 days. So I am Kayla. I've been a nutritional therapist for a little over 10 years now. It has been super fun just teaching people about nutrition and having them learn all about health and wellness and really get down to the bottom of it and also make it easy and maintainable for the future. So, our company, the mission of Primary Wellness is to teach the primary steps you need to do every day to change your habits and step into the shoes of the person you have always wanted to be. So, in this class, we're going to learn how to make plateaus work for you instead of against you, how to discover the secrets of long term weight management, and get expert guidance on balancing nutrients for energy and wellness. Here's a little before and after picture. This was me in 2020 when I went through this process. I don't know if 2020 did to you guys what it did to me, but when the pandemic happened, I just kind of stayed home and ate food and made pies and did a whole lot of things and didn't really think about my health at all. So then I had to get back on track. So I used this exact process. If you can see right here, this is my 3 week results of exactly how that went for me when I did this. Now, I have been a nutritional therapist, like I say, for 10 years, and I've been helping people lose weight for this entire time. And my old process before I learned this way was we had a 10 week goal that they would set at the beginning, and then we would go through the process. I would teach them the things that I knew, and then in 10 weeks, they would have results. Well, now people are getting the same results in just 40 days that they were getting previously in 10 weeks. So it's pretty awesome. We've really refined it and made it even better than it was before. This is Rebecca. She did give me permission to share this. She is a current client right now, and she's already lost 22 and a half pounds. And this is literally exactly 1 month. So she's been doing amazing. We're super proud of her and all the success that she's been having. So, our main focus in this weight loss plan. So you can take notes. I've got the recording. You can watch this over and over and over again. Our main focus is we go through 4 phases of weight loss in my weight loss program. I'm showing you phase one. So phase one is the losing 20 pounds in 30 days. That's what's called the releasing phase. So you're releasing as much weight as possible in the healthiest way possible. I want to make sure you guys have the tools and know what it takes to do this on your own. I know there's a lot of medications out there, and I'm not going to knock that. If anyone watching this video has had those medications, this will be a really great supplement for that in teaching you those skills so that you don't have to be on medication for weight loss your entire life. This process actually naturally releases those GLP-1 hormones in your body with the specific food list, and eating in specific ways will actually release those same hormones that those other weight loss drugs are doing for people. And actually, some people on the program are losing it faster than the people who are taking that medication. So phase one will show you exactly how to do that. Phase two is the lock-in phase where you're totally resetting your metabolism. Phase three is the maintenance phase where we show you how to maintain that healthy lifestyle and you're replenishing your body with more nutrients so that you can be as healthy as possible. And then phase four is the established phase where we're going to help you so that you stay and maintain that weight as long as possible. So, you remember earlier I said we're going to talk about how to use plateaus for you instead of against you. Your body is actually meant to plateau. A plateau is a good thing. Your body wants to be the same weight and maintain the same weight forever. So just because we hit that plateau, sometimes we get really discouraged. But you have to remember your body's working exactly how it's supposed to because you're supposed to maintain that solid weight. If you kept losing weight every single day, then that's actually not healthy for your body because then we would wither away and die. We don't want that to happen. We want to be the same weight. We just want to be responsible and in charge of telling our body what that weight is going to be. So, like I said before, what I'm teaching you today is the phase one, where we're releasing 20 pounds in 30 days. And obviously, if you want to learn how to do phase two, three, and four, then let me know and I can show you that process too of not only losing weight, but keeping it off long term. So here we go. Let's get into the actual process of how to do this. So I'm not one of those people that tells you I'm going to teach you how to lose weight and then all I do is teach you how to buy into my program. That's not me. I don't feel like that's authentic with who I am. So I'm going to teach you the exact process of how to do this. And if you want the help and support that comes with helping you long term, then that's where I'll be. So, the first thing I want you to know is there is intermittent fasting that's very, very important. So, we're eating all of our food in an 8-hour window, and you can choose what this window is for you. Some people choose 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's usually my favorite window is that time frame because 11 a.m. still kind of feels like breakfast to me. And then I can still eat breakfast and lunch and dinner and all that. I'll show you the full food process later. But this is a healthy window for me. I eat at pretty much a normal time that I would have anyway. I just make sure that I don't eat anything after 7 p.m. So you get to choose what your eating window looks like. Some people want to eat earlier in the morning and stop eating earlier in the afternoon. Totally fine. If you want to do a 5-hour window instead of an 8-hour window, that's okay too. But just 8-hour window is um, the minimum right there. So phase one consists of 2 large meals per day. So your first meal, whether that's breakfast, whether that's lunch, um, it's really whatever you decide. So you're having 2 large meals and then you can snack all throughout the day. So this isn't the only food you're eating throughout the day. You can eat whenever you're hungry. I also don't really want you to weigh things. If you're hungry, I want you to eat. If you're in the mood for a bigger piece of chicken, eat a bigger serving of chicken. Okay. If you are getting to the point where you're realizing you're not losing enough weight, then you can kind of cut back on your portions. But since you're changing so drastically what you're eating in the first place, you will most likely have those results even if you're eating a larger quantity in the very beginning. Just don't overdo it, obviously. So you're eating 1 serving of protein, 1 serving of fruit. This is for your first meal, okay? And then unlimited vegetables. And I have an approved food list that I will show you as well. And you're going to go through this process. And if you want to kind of make a variation of like 1 to 3 cups of vegetables per meal, just whatever your stomach can handle. Just try not to exceed 3 cups of vegetables, which honestly would be very, very hard to do. But I want to make sure, like I said, I do not want you to be hungry. So I want you to eat as much as possible, okay? As much as you can. So the second meal, so this will be if your first meal was at 11, that's kind of breakfast. Your second meal, whatever time of the day works best for you, we're having one serving of protein and unlimited vegetables. So notice on the second meal, we're not having any fruit. I actually don't want you to eat fruit after 2 p.m. If you are going to be eating fruit after 2 p.m., it kind of makes too many sugars in your body and it makes it harder for you to lose weight. So, this is a low sugar. We're just doing natural sugars at certain times of the day. Um, and so that's kind of why we don't have fruit in the second meal. Okay, here's important info. I'm going to say it again. Please snack throughout the day if you get hungry. The number one reason people stop with their meal plan and their diet plan is because they feel hungry all the time. And I really don't want that for you. There's so many things that you can snack on. And in that list of approved foods, there's a list of things you can snack on too. But I really want you to make sure you're eating if you're hungry. The second one is no cooking with oils or fats. So, not even olive oil. We're not putting olive oil on our salads. I'll show you some healthy salad dressing that you can buy. And I'll also have recipes for salad dressings that you can make that are really super simple. I have 4 kids. I don't want to make nutrition complicated. I want to make it as simple as possible. I'm busy and I know that you're busy too. So I don't want you to have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. The salt that's approved is Himalayan salt. So it's that pink salt. Can be found at any grocery store in the salt aisle. Every once in a while, I'll approve sea salt, but I would prefer you stay with that pink Himalayan salt if you could. So also important, make sure you're drinking plenty of fresh water. Water is so important in weight loss and also keeping that inflammation down. If you're hungry, eat, and absolutely no fruit after 2 p.m. and don't eat after your 8 p or your 8 hour window. So whatever window you decide, stick with eating at that time. Okay, so we're going to do reset days. The reset day is what takes control of that plateau. So this says here, we're using this when weight is the same for 2 days in a row, or you have gained weight since the day before. So let's say you're 180 pounds, and then the next day you're 181. You're going to do a reset day on that day. Um, if you notice you're staying at 181 wait for a couple days, then do a reset day that next day. Also, if you're only losing about a half a pound, the goal is to lose a full pound every single day for at least your first 20 days. And like I said before, and I'll say it 100 times, you will plateau. So chances are maybe on day 10 is about the average day that people will start to plateau because your metabolism is changing and it's going to notice a pattern. Once your body starts noticing that pattern, it's going to try to stay at that pattern. Eating these specific foods that I'll tell you in a minute will break that plateau and make you go right back down to 1 pound of weight loss and continue to lose weight until it sees that pattern again. And then you'll need to do another plateau breaker. But this is great. Even if you're after this program is done and you go through the process, you can keep doing these plateau breakers. So let's say, like, for example, tonight I'm going out with my friends and I'm having dinner with them. So then, not tomorrow because it's Mother's Day, but if it wasn't Mother's Day, Monday, let's say, I'm doing a plateau breaker because I know that I'm going to be eating something that would have potentially made me gain weight in the past. So instead of staying in that habit of like eating junk every single day and beating myself up, I'm just going to say, okay, I'm going to do a plateau breaker and I'm going to lose that weight that I gained in the weekend. Okay, here are your reset day options. You have 3 different options you can choose from. whatever works the best for you. I definitely have my favorites, but I have done all three of these and I continue to do all three of these, just whatever way is convenient for me at the time. So option number one is the protein day. So this is where you're eating steak and apples only for that day. So a lot of times people will eat an apple for lunch and then a big steak for dinner and then another apple before 7. But I really don't care when you eat it or how often you eat it or when you decide to eat it, as long as it's in your eating window. So you just have to make sure you have a really good sized steak, not a little teeny tiny one, because I don't want you to be hungry. So, apples and steak. If you don't have time for steak, or, steak is too expensive, which sometimes it's ridiculous in price, a lot of times I'll make roast, and that does the very same thing. When I start this process, like the whole reset 40-day process, I will actually buy a bunch of roast and I'll make a lot of roast and then I'll cut it up and put it in the freezer so that I'm just already prepared for my reset day, especially if you work full time and you can't just like whip up a roast really quick or a steak really quick. You can keep that in the freezer and then take it with you and then it's all ready to go. Option two is the apple day. So this says eat 6 apples throughout the day. So it really is kind of like an apple every 2 hours, or just you don't even have to do 6 apples if you don't want to. If that's too many apples for you, then just eat however many makes you comfortable. Option number 3 is the water fast, where you only drink water for that day. So, like I say, there's 3 different options. They're to be used however you see fit. All of them work exactly the same. So, if you feel like, oh, I don't want to have to go an entire day without eating anything at all, that's okay. Option number 1 with the steak and apples gets that protein. If you're vegetarian, you can do only apples. So, I'm going to say again, plateaus are completely normal. So using reset days will get you back to weight loss mode. So that's exactly what it's doing. Your body wants to regulate. We want to be in charge of when it regulates. Okay, here is our phase 1 approved food list. I will obviously give this food list to you so you don't have to like hurry and frantically move, but this will give you a really good idea of what's on the list. A lot of really good meat options. Just pay attention. The things that are not on this list are pork, for example. We want to stay away from pork, no bacon, no pork chops, things like that. Beef, chicken, eggs. Eggs are one of the things that works the best, I think. When I'm doing this process, I would say my source of protein, my go-to is usually eggs, because that just helps in weight loss the most. If you eat a lot of salmon and notice that you're not losing weight as fast, every once in a while, the oil that's in the salmon will slow weight loss down, but not usually. So cut out salmon if you've noticed that you didn't lose weight that day. Maybe salmon has that effect on you. So here's our vegetables that are approved. So in phase 2, you can eat all kinds of vegetables. Every single vegetable is allowed. Phase 1, you can only eat these vegetables. So this meal plan is strategically made so that it's low starch vegetables and low carb vegetables. So even though I'm a firm believer that every single vegetable has its place and every single fruit has its place, even, our body needs all of those things. Our body needs healthy fat. Our body needs avocados and olive oil and all of those things. I'm a big advocate and I love those things for your long-term health, mental health and physical health. But when we're just focusing on a metabolism reset, we're doing a limited restricted diet so that it's focusing on weight loss only. It's actually putting your body into ketosis, even though this is not a traditional keto diet. it is still putting your body into ketosis. So we want to make sure that we have low starch and um, high protein, as well as high fiber. I totally forgot that word for a second. High fiber, low sugars, and all of those things. Oh, I'm going to back up a little. So notice on the lower one, it says cauliflower and broccoli only once a week. Well, that's supposed to say week. Only once a week can you have cauliflower or broccoli. Okay. Here's our fruit list: grapefruit and blackberries, cherries, apples, oranges. Orange is a high sugar fruit. So if you're noticing, like I say, with the salmon, if you're noticing not as much weight loss on the day you had oranges, maybe your body can't process those sugars from the oranges as well. So you might have to cut that out. Nutrition is complicated and it's very specific to each individual. So you have to pay attention to what you're eating and what your body is doing and how it's reacting to that. You'll have support from me if you choose to, and you can ask any questions and make sure things are tailored to exactly what you need. So, right here at this miscellaneous foods, these are things that you can get like at the grocery store or on Amazon is where I do a lot. Palm heart noodles are really good if you're in the habit of eating a lot of pasta and fruit, or not fruit, but pastas and things like that. Palm heart noodles are really good because it gives you the illusion of eating pasta. Like there's a spaghetti noodle, there's a lasagna noodle, and a couple different kinds that are really good. You can also do those zucchini spirals and use that instead of pasta if you're doing spaghetti or whatever. Um, Notice right here, this says stevia. Stevia is the only approved sweetener. So there's no honey, no agave, no maple syrup, the pure maple syrup, which is usually allowed. Like in phase two, that will be allowed. In phase three, that will be allowed. But in phase one, the only stevia or the only sweetener is stevia. And you can get those just online at the grocery store. You can get that on Amazon. Just make sure you read the back of the package because not all stevia is created equal. Every once in a while, there will be a company that will put some extra fillers in there. So if you're looking at labels, just make sure that they're whole food ingredients and not a bunch of random lab grown ingredients. We're sticking with the whole food ingredients that are just on these food lists. So you might have to get your reading glasses on when you're at the grocery store. um, this right here that says stir drops. If you do our long-term process where we're doing the coaching and the group coaching and personal one-on-one coaching, I teach you about this mineral drink. That's mineral water with some different kinds of salt in there. And those stir drops are to flavor that so it doesn't taste too salty and just kind of makes it taste more like Gatorade. And then nutritional yeast is really good for like when you're making pastas or salads. It kind of gives that buttery, nutty kind of a flavor and makes it a little bit thicker, like a thickening agent. It's good in dressings and sauces, as well as just sprinkling on top of things for just some extra flavor that's not an intense flavor. This says cacao powder. So this is a more natural form of chocolate or cocoa powder. So look and make sure, like check the spelling, make sure you're not buying cocoa, but you're buying cacao powder because it is a more natural form of chocolate. So good news, you can have chocolate. Life just isn't happy without chocolate, in my opinion. So when you're eating the chocolate, if you're a chocolate lover like I am, just look at the label and make sure that the sweetener in the chocolate is stevia. There's a ton of different kinds of chocolates that use stevia to sweeten it. Just like I've said before, read the label to make sure there's not a lot of other ingredients in there as well. And then there's some other snack foods that you can kind of keep on hand when you're in that snacky mood. I will give you all these lists. So, like I say, you don't have to write it down. Spices, honestly, it's all herbs. Notice this very first one. All herbs are good. All herbs are for your body. They're beneficial. They help you with so many different things. So, if there's a spice that's not on here or an herb that's not on here and it's one of your favorite ones, go ahead and use it. There's no restrictions on spices and herbs. Right here is where I have like the Simple Girl salad dressing. There's another one that's called Skinny Girl. That's not what I'm talking about. This one is called Simple Girl because it does not have any oil in the dressings and they're really, really good. Um, if you're buying a dressing that's not the Simple Girl dressing, just make sure that you read the label. If it says salt, don't buy it. If it says sea salt, that's fine. If it says Himalayan salt, that's fine. But if it just says salt, then that's not the kind of salt that we want for our weight loss. Make sure it's sugar free and make sure it's oil free. Sometimes I'll just do a lemon or a lime and squeeze that on top of my salad with salt and pepper or some spices. And that's really good and very simple. Um, Green chili sauce if you're wanting like tacos or Mexican food of some kind. There's like the Valentina or just those hot sauces. I can't remember if Valentina particularly is approved, but just read the ingredients. Some of those sauces like that just say chili. Like that's the ingredient is chilies or like other healthy ingredients. Um, Cottage cheese. In the protein section, cottage cheese is listed as once a week. So if you're using the cottage cheese in a ranch dressing and you're just doing like a tablespoon on your salad, that doesn't count as part of your protein. Like if you had a cup of cottage cheese with your meal. But if it's anything more than what would be drizzled on a salad, then that would count towards the protein um, for the cottage cheese. Okay. It's really, really, really important for you to find your why, to find out why you want to lose weight in the first place. Why do you why are you here watching this video? Why are you here on this call? Um, what is the reason? If you write it down after you watch this and just write down why you want to lose weight, what will it mean for you? Will you have more energy? Are you looking for more energy? Are you tired all the time? Are you growing out of all your clothes and nothing fits anymore? Are you wanting to get back into your swimming suit because it's almost summertime and summertime is coming really, really fast and you want to get back down to what you were last year or just whatever the reason is? If you're wanting to help your mood, if you're wanting to be able to go hiking or be more active, like whatever that reason is for you, it's different for everyone. Your reason why is what is going to keep you going after everyone else goes away. After you're no longer in this program, after you're no longer getting support from me and the other people in this program who are also on the same journey as you, your reason why is what is going to keep you going. You have to have that thought of that pattern interrupt. What is big enough to interrupt that pattern and say, no, I'm not going to choose to eat that because I'm going to choose my health and my well being, and my reason why is bigger than that piece of cake or whatever I'm being tempted to eat. And honestly, the more you go through this process, and as you stop eating sugar and as you stop eating these processed foods, you're going to notice that your craving for the food goes away. And it's such an amazing place to be where it's not just calling your name from the background, that all that food noise gets quiet and you find that you are in control of your health. So, once again, this is the focus of our program. I just taught you phase one. Phase one is a 40-day reset. So for 40 days, you're eating the food list that I just shared with you and that I will send you later. 40 days is phase one. Phase two is your lock in phase. That's going to be a 10-day lock in phase. You'll have a completely different food list. You're still going to be eating in an 8-hour window, but I will give you that list for those people who want to proceed and do those extra phases. Phase three is the maintenance phase where we're going to replenish the vital nutrients. Phase four is where we're establishing this. We're falling in love with a well balanced lifestyle. You're going to know how to eat healthy your whole entire life, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so let's take a look inside the program itself. Look over here to the left-hand side. You can see all the videos that are on there. So let's go ahead and click right here on the Getting Started tab. You have all these videos that are in the Getting Started section. Now notice each video is small. So that means it's small to digest. It's something that you can go and look back later. See, this video right here is only 3 minutes long, 1 minute, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Within each section, you're also going to have different downloads. So for example, as you're in this weight loss tracker download, you can see right here this tracker that teaches you exactly how to use it so you can track your weight loss. And then you come over here, let's see. Then you scroll down here and you can just click on the download button and it will download that for you. Then let's click on phase one. So here's all the videos for phase one. And then once you click on it, so for example, we'll click on here and then the video will just automatically start playing. So all you have to do when you're finished with that video, so once that video is over, you can just click this button right here that says complete and continue, and then it'll take you to the next video. And each video after you're done watching it, if you look over to the left-hand side, it will give a little check mark once you've completed that video. So then when you log in again, you can just resume where you left off. So notice this button right here is just white. I'm going to click on that, complete and continue. Now it's filled in. We know we've watched that video. And every time there is a download within that video, that download will show at the bottom of the specific video. So like the one that was the weight loss tracker, you just saw it at the bottom of the video. So let's go back to that one since I know that one has a download. So down at the bottom has that video. If you can't remember where the downloads were in that particular section, then at the bottom of each section that has a download, it will say week one downloads, for example. And now we have all the downloads that I sprinkled in throughout that week. See, now that's all the downloads, so you don't have to try to figure out which video it was in. If you just scroll to the bottom, all those downloads are in there. And also at the bottom of each week, we have the weekly call video. So you just click on that and it directly links you to the Zoom call. You don't even have to like try to find it in your email, which it should be in there too, but you can just click directly on that tab and then click on the open Zoom meetings and you'll be able to get right into that weekly call. Now notice this program goes for 6 weeks. You can look over to the left, week 2, week 3, week 4. You just click on each one of those and then it populates all the videos that are in that section. Here's all of those. So then when you get to after week 6 and then week forever, it just kind of shows you how to make this a long-term solution for your life. After you go through this 6-week training, if you ever want to come back and watch these videos, they're yours. You can go through this as many times as you want. Once you purchase this online training, it's lifetime access. You will never lose access of it. You You will never lose access to it. You can always come back. So let's say in 2 years you've gained a little bit of weight and you want a really quick and easy way that you know is proven for you that's going to work. Just come right back on and do the program. You can also stay in our group for you have lifetime access to our group training. However many times you need help releasing weight, we will be there to help you and support you. So you don't have to pay every single time you want to lose weight. You're locked in for the rest of your life every single time, and you can always have us to fall back on. So here's what you get in the actual program. So you have the fast weight loss in a healthy way, like we talked about earlier. And we're wanting a whole total body transformation and a mind transformation as well. If your mind does not wrap around what your body is trying to do, you're just going to keep yo yoing your whole entire life. The next thing is all of the expert coaching that is one on one coaching that you can send messages if you have a question. One thing that works the best is our online program that is our group coaching. I don't know why I said online program, but I meant online group support where you can go on that group channel and everyone's asking questions and everyone's answering those questions. If you're having trouble with what to eat, or if you made something awesome and you want to share that recipe with other people, that community is really wonderful to kind of get that support from other people who are going through the same thing as you. And if you have a question, you can just write your question right on there on the group chat. It's just through Facebook. So you just write that on the group chat and everyone can answer that question and everyone can also see that question because chances are other people have that same question too. So we're all just helping each other with what we need. So there's no counting calories. I don't want you to be using a food scale. I don't want you to be trying to figure out, like, oh, what's my macros? What's my micros? And all the things that just make nutrition complicated. If you stick with that food list, you will have results. That's the biggest thing that you need to remember. So you'll have that detailed food list of exactly what foods will help you lose weight fast and the freedom to make them your own. These are easy to follow. They're step by step online videos that you can watch. They're very simple, they're very short, very easy to follow. And honestly, if you're confused, you're not going to keep going. So I want to make sure we have the least amount of confusion possible. You'll have unlimited support. You'll have once a week. I don't know if you noticed in here. Let's see. Go back over here. So let's go to week 4. Notice at the bottom right here, it says weekly call live Mondays, 9 p.m. You just click on that link and it takes you right to that Zoom link, just like what we did today. And you would open that in Zoom meetings. I'm not going to do that because it will probably kick us out of that. Okay. And then, so you'll have that unlimited group support and you can ask questions personally to me on that group chat. And we'll just make sure to answer any questions that you have along the way. If you're like at the grocery store and you take a picture, I've had so many people do this. Like, can I eat this? One person is even like, I bet you didn't think that you'd be at the grocery store with me, like virtually. And I was like, oh, I did. Like, that's just how it goes. Like, take a picture, send it to the group. Can I eat this? It works out pretty well. So this is a $997 value. I just added this program, this full video course, and it used to just be an online class and you'd have to take notes and then I'd send you a bunch of files in your email for all this stuff. So now I have simplified it, made it into videos that you can just watch over and over again. In about 2 weeks, I'm going to be launching this online. And that online price will be $997 for those people who see that ad on YouTube, or not YouTube, but that ad on Facebook or Instagram or wherever that ad is going to be posted, that's the price that this exact program is going to be. But this is a soft launch of this program as I'm getting more people in. So you're not going to get it for 997 because I want to make sure that everything is working properly. I want to make sure that the people that I know, that my friends and family, before I bump that price up to the 997 can have this program for a low price because I want to help my friends and family first. So I thought about doing it for 597 for friends and family because then that'd be like half price. Then I decided to do it for 249 because I love you guys so much. So it's ridiculously cut down for my friends and family as we're just getting ready to launch this online. I want to make sure that the people that I know and love so much have it at the lowest price possible. So I'm making this easy. I'm just putting my Venmo on here. If you want to screenshot this, if you get your phone and you can scan that barcode, or you can just look at my name right here and just go on Venmo and just look up at Kayla Moline. It's pretty simple and straightforward. And then you'll just pay that 249 price. That's the reduced price for this class. If you have a friend that was not on this class and you want them to have the discount too, then let me know and I can send this recording to them and they will still get that price that's back here with the 249. And um, I think I have it right here. Okay, so if you get started, then I will also give you all my recipe books. So here's one of the cookbooks. You're going to be getting three. It has this key right here that tells you if it's gluten free or dairy free or low carbs or whatever, so that you know what you're getting in each dish. It also has a weekly meal planner. I believe it's set up for a 2 week meal planner. So, week one tells you the different things that you'll be eating, week two, and then all the really good recipes. So let's take a look at this cottage cheese and basil omelet recipe. Woo. So it has these contents in here. Look at the bottom. It will give you about how much time it takes to prep and cook, and then the calories, fats, carbs, proteins, so that you know exactly what you're getting in each of these recipes. Also, right here, we have the MyFitnessPal barcode. Let me scroll up a little. The MyFitnessPal barcode, you can just scan this if you have the MyFitnessPal app. If you are the kind of person that wants to track everything, which that's okay. There's a lot of people that like to track what they're eating. That's totally great. So you can go ahead and scan the barcode. There's a barcode on every single recipe, and it will plug that in so that you can kind of stay on track with that. I'm not affiliated with MyFitnessPal, but a lot of people do use it. So I put these barcodes on there so that you can track those things if you choose to. I just wanted to say thank you for coming to this class today. And if you want a program that you don't have to worry about counting calories, it's easy to follow, and you have unlimited support with any question that you may have, and a community of people who are doing the same thing that you're trying to do, you're all in this together, then please reach out. You can comment on this post. You can respond in whatever way you got this, whether that's through email, whether that's through Facebook. However, we've been communicating, go ahead and communicate with me there. You can also send an email to support@kaylamoline.com and let me know if you would like this program. I will also be checking my Venmo today to see if there's anybody that signs up, and we will get this class immediately to you, get you started. I'm so very happy that you guys came today. And once again, let's put the price on here. So not 997. So 249 for the Fast Action Scholarship. That comes with this full program as well as those 3 recipe books that you don't even have to think about what's for dinner. It's all laid out there for you. So thanks again for coming. We'll see you later. Bye.